Have you ever looked at your laptop and thought, this could be so much more? Not just faster or thinner, but smarter, more intuitive, almost alive? What if I told you that 2025 might be the year that actually happens, and Apple, of all companies, might be the one to do it? Because here's the truth. The MacBook Pro M5 isn't just another shiny upgrade. It might be the most dangerous device Apple has ever created. Dangerous because it could fundamentally change how we think about personal computing. And once you see what it's capable of, there's no going back. Let's rewind the clock for a second. Imagine it's 2020. Apple just dropped the M1 chip. Critics laughed. How can a phone company compete with Intel or AMD? They asked. But then, silence. The M1 didn't just match expectations. It shattered them. Thin laptops were suddenly outperforming desktops. Battery life doubled. Heat disappeared. Overnight, the MacBook was cool again. Apple wasn't catching up to Intel. They were rewriting the rules entirely. Fast forward a few years. M2, M3, M4. Each one tighter, faster, cooler. By the time the M4 hit shelves, Apple had stopped asking for permission. They were leading the pack. And now, with the M5, they're not just leading. They're about to lap the competition and burn the track down behind them. But here's where things get wild. This isn't just a chip upgrade. Apple isn't saying, hey, it's faster now. They're saying, we're changing what a laptop even is. Let me tell you a story. A filmmaker I know, let's call her Danny, works on big projects. We're talking terabytes of footage, hundreds of layers, 8K raw files. Normally, she's chained to a bulky tower in an edit bay. Then she got early access to the M5 MacBook Pro. She didn't believe the hype at first, but she took it to set anyway, just to try it. By lunchtime, she'd already rough-cut the morning's footage. In full resolution, no proxies, no lag. She wasn't in a studio. She wasn't plugged in. She was in a field with a drone, a latte, and a laptop that didn't even break a sweat. She looked up and said, I'm done going back. That's what Apple's selling now. Not a spec sheet, a lifestyle. So what makes this thing so different? It's not just power. Yeah, the benchmarks are outrageous. 3x faster than M4 and Pro workflows, double the GPU performance. Machine learning tasks that used to take 10 minutes now happen in real time. But the real secret sauce is how the M5 thinks. There's a new neural engine baked right into the silicon, a custom-designed AI core Apple calls Orion. It's always running in the background, optimizing your tasks, predicting your next move, and learning how you use your machine. Open Final Cut Pro, Orion preloads your most used effects. Edit a 3D model, it auto-adapts render allocation based on your patterns. Even everyday tasks feel electric. Emails autofill smarter. Multitasking feels infinite. The OS is so fluid, it's eerie. It's like having a co-pilot who knows you. And that's the magic. But let's get real for a second. How many times have we heard companies throw around words like revolutionary, game changer, next gen? They're marketing buzzwords until they're not. Remember when the iPhone came out? People said it wouldn't last. No keyboard? $600? A joke. Now look at your hand. We live on these things. The M5 could be that moment for laptops. Not because it's thinner or prettier. Although, yes, it's both. But because it feels like the first MacBook that doesn't just serve you, it understands you. Let's talk design. Subtle, but genius. The chassis is even more minimal. Because Apple's not trying to wow you with flash. They want it to disappear in your workflow. A new thermal design means fans barely ever kick in. The screen? 16-inch Liquid Retina XDR Plus with dynamic refresh up to 240 Hz. Pure eye candy. The keyboard? Quiet, tactile, tuned. Every detail whispering. You're in control. And then there's battery life. 30 hours. 30. And that's under workload. That's not a typo. We're talking real all-day and night performance. How? Because Apple controls everything, from the silicon to the software, to the power management, to the cooling. No one else in the industry can do this. Period. Now, here's a curveball. This MacBook isn't just built for creators. It's built for everyone. Students, Imagine never having to worry about battery or lag, even with 15 Chrome tabs and Zoom running. Gamers, AAA titles running natively at 4K. No stutter, no thermal throttling. This is the first MacBook where gaming finally makes sense. Developers, local AI models, massive datasets, real-time testing, all without needing to be tethered to a power source or a server farm. Apple isn't targeting one group anymore. They're aiming at everyone. And they're saying this is the future. Get on board or get left behind. So let's ask the big question. Why now? Why is Apple going this hard in 2025? The answer? AI. Everywhere you look, the tech world is pivoting. OpenAI, Google, Meta, they're all racing to dominate the AI arms race. And Apple? They've been suspiciously quiet. Until now, the M5 is Apple's opening move. Not just hardware, a platform, a Trojan horse for a new generation of intelligent computing. They're not trying to out-yell the competition. They're outthinking them. While others are building AI into the cloud, Apple's embedding it into your hands, locally, privately, securely. No server farms, no internet required, just intelligence on tap whenever you need it. And that, frankly, changes everything. So what does this all mean? It means that the MacBook Pro M5 isn't just another model. It's a line in the sand. It's Apple saying, we're done following trends. Now we set them. And whether you love or hate them, you can't ignore that when Apple draws that line, the industry tend to follow. Just like the iPhone changed phones. Just like the AirPods changed audio. Just like the M1 changed computing. The M5 might change how we define a computer altogether. You're not just buying a laptop here. You're buying into a new philosophy, one where your machine feels less like a tool and more like a creative partner. A silent genius that adapts, evolves, and grows with you. And if even half of this is true, we're looking at the most important MacBook ever made. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.